So when you have these energies that are kind of attached, can you hear her? She's relentless. Like, I can see why she would drive everybody crazy. She doesn't ever fucking stop. She just, she's like so nervous. And that's one thing too I noticed when I was watching those shows. She got so much nervous. And sometimes she would all of a sudden do that. Like, she could hear the frequencies too, because I was noticing them, but I just wasn't putting it all together. And when I would hear one and I would see her hear one, but, you know, the animals and, you know, I mean, we got insects coming up and stuff like that. So we got to understand. And I hear high frequencies. I can hear electricity moving. So my ears are tuned in at a high sound or something. Anyways, so, you know, you can do these things for yourself, you know, these clearings and stuff like that. And it's a good idea, but it's, you know, the most important thing I think is for you to just start understanding what's going on and realizing your own power so you can believe it. Like, you don't have to force belief when you understand it. And, you know, then you can battle these energies that have attached to you if it's to that point, you know. But the whole thing is you have to believe in this stuff to make it, to claim your own power. And so after those shows, you know, yesterday I was just, oh my God, it was horrible. Like, it was so horrible feeling. And I was so down. And I kept being like, this is so weird. This is not coming from me. Like, I even asked somebody, you know, is there something with the moon? Like, what is going on? And then when I talked to my mom and she said she'd been crying for 2 days, then it made me feel more relieved. Like, okay, this isn't coming from inside me. I've just not suddenly lost my mind and I need to kill myself. So I, you know, I just kept on being like, okay, you just got to ride this out. It's just, you know, it's a rocky part of this. So I just got to ride it out. And it is, you know, super depressing. I told you the other day, like, I've got to quit even, you know, going and looking to see if stuff is happening. I tell my mom, who tells me, because she's still watching the news, I keep telling her, you got to stop. That is adding to your depression, is keeping you feeling down. And, but it's also hard. It's also like it's not just watching a car wreck. I mean, it's like watching a pileup. It's not stopping. It just keeps going and going. If you look away, you don't know, are they going to hit me? So I can totally relate to the, you know, I need to keep my eyes on it. But then I also am sensitive to my own energy of feeling super down and just sad by the stuff, you know, sad to know that they're, you know, killing so many people. And it's just super sad, you know. But anyways, so I started watching, I was really trying to find something like to uplift my spirits. And I started watching, didn't uplift my spirits, but it was another crime. So I went on Netflix. I thought, oh, maybe I can find a movie. I'm not paying for Netflix, and I know I'm against Netflix, but I guess I can resolve that in my head because I'm not paying them. I'll just watch it on someone else's. I'll show them. But anyways, my kids would put it on my thing, so I had that channel up there. So I'm like, okay, I want to go in and see what's on there. And it was a crime documentary. I'm always drawn to crime things. I like to watch stuff be solved. I like to hear people talk about. It's just interesting. But in this one, it's called Sophie, I think, and it is a crime documentary. She was killed a while back, but the crime is still, I mean, the case is still going, and it is crazy. The case is crazy. If you want to watch something that's just like, but it also, I mean, if you're sensitive, it's going to piss you off because it really shows, you know, our corrupt judicial that we have globally. It's not just here. You know, that's part of the controllers, you know, that's part of the enterprise that's running us. So, oh my God, the enterprise, we are in like a space bubble of held back in the 50s on this, by this enterprise. Ugh, weird. Okay. So anyways, it was good. And it had a lot of things. It had things in it that I have talked about before, like about certain groups that want to stay in their own groups. They don't all want to mix up. Like you got the Irish, the Germans, this is in Europe. And they don't, they're very specific. Oh, yeah, that German over there. Oh, that Italian, And we sit there and if you describe somebody as a black person, why'd you have to say they were black? Well, I don't know. I kind of like using descriptive words when I say what somebody looks like. But yeah, his stuff's such nonsense. But anyways, it's a good documentary. It's very interesting, and I would not say it's a happy ending. But it's kind of the same kind of thing as the one Letters to Zach or something. I can't remember what it was called. It was such a long time ago. But it's another one that shows the corruption that, criminal can get away with shit when they work the system. And that's what that one is about too. And it's super, super sad story too. Really sad. And but we need to see what's broken. We don't want to go back to this. I just told my mom this morning, it just all of a sudden clicked in me that the reason we are so outraged is because we have some moral fiber, because this is wrong. What they're doing is wrong. And they are being exposed. And all of us human beings see it as wrong. We don't want that. We don't want that for our futures. So we will push it away. We will create this new wonderful world, because that is not us. This evil is not us. And that's why we're outraged, That's why we find it disgusting what's going on. It's horrible what they've got people doing to each other. And it brings me to the other movie that I wanted to talk about that I just watched. It's so good. Oh, I would say it's Netflix too. Amanda Seyfried. I can't remember everybody. It has a few other people, but I won't go through all the names. But if you want to look her, the name of the movie, I think, is Things Seen and Not Heard or something like that. It's just ghost stories. So good. No, I'm gonna try and not say anything that would mess it up. But it's really, really good. But it definitely shows the communication with the other side. And it has stuff about ghosts. And I really like this one part where this woman, they had a group of really old people who do seances sitting there. And they are just like, yeah, all these old houses are haunted, and they go around communicating. And they said that most spirits in a house just, they don't want evil. They just want to, continue their thing there. They're not out to hurt anybody. And you have to be evil to pull in evil. So to have an evil spirit, you have to be evil to pull it towards you. Not saying every person who has a haunting, because like I said, right now on TikTok, it's all like over the top. And that isn't like all of a sudden there's hauntings. No. It is our awareness. People are starting to become more aware. It's not being psychic and all this stuff. It's you've turned on your awareness that there's more out there than what you can see, feel, and hear. And yeah, there is. And so people have, they're tuning in more. And when you tune in more, you're going to see more, and it's going to get them more active. And so if you have one and you're feeling like it's a dirty, dark entity or whatever, like do some cleansing for yourself, cleanse that, cleanse it away. Because there is dark spirits out there, but they just don't have the power like what they try and tell us, and that's why they got to use demons. Oh, it's the big, big, powerful ones. But, a lot of dense, dark energy coming together. Yeah, you could call it a demon and, creates a big entity of dark. But what I liked was that not only did they say that, because I say that all the time about, the spirits they're just people who died. It's just trapped energy, trapped for whatever reason, trapped because they can't release something of their life, trapped because they just were there was such a big part of them that it left an energetic imprint. I mean, it can be so many things. Like, stuff moves all around in my house all the time, and I don't feel at all like, and I've lived in I've lived in haunted houses, I think, my whole entire life. So yeah, I just don't, I don't see them as scary. And I think that is marketed to people to keep you from to keep you scared, just to keep you damn scared. And she's still going. I don't understand how this dog does not get hoarse. It's bizarre. But they want to keep you scared. So they're going to, yeah. Well, I mean, yesterday I went on to a Plex to see, and he put on some new movies. One was about the organ transplanting and the corruption in our medical. It's called the God Committee. Of course. Yeah, the God Committee, the enterprise that controls us. And the people who go and try and do good and find out what that enterprise really is. So, and then another one was, of course, alien invasion, where, and it says right there, aliens are evil and out to get you. It's like, that's not, none of that stuff is true, you guys. It's good and bad and everything. So, anyways, in this, where they're trying to make the ghosts all be like, you know, it is, like they're bonded to, there's, I can't give it away, but anyways, there is good stuff with the ghosting. I think it's a lot more what people should see about ghosts. And then the other thing that I just was like, oh, this is so good, is the bad one, because of course there has to be the good and bad in this. The bad one, who's attached to the bad person, who constantly shows how bad they really are. But I love, because it can be him, just like in The Shining, standing and looking in the mirror, but that voice telling him, yes, there are communications happening all the time. In The Shining, I think he even has, you know, a form show up or whatever. But those voices are going all the time. And in the evil ones, it is. If you go in and watch it, that is what I'm talking about. That is how they get these people to do bad things. You have to find discernment in your own self to recognize the good and the bad. And one thing too is, you know, the kids are a lot more tuned into it, you know, like I started hearing it when I was a kid. And, you know, some kids can see spirits, some can hear them, some, you know, all different things. And luckily, I always had, my communication has always been for positive stuff and positive, trying to help me, protect me and stuff like that. But there is some, you've got to remember, if you've got kids, and the sensitivity that, yeah, when there's bad ones, and we've got a purge going on right now. There's a lot of coming up. So yeah, if your kids are doing bunch of naughty stuff, I mean, you know, do a clearing in your house, remove the energy, you know, take command. You have dominion over your space, and you have to remove them. Tell them they have no place there. You can command. You only want a certain type of energy, the energy that, you know, is makes your family get along and happy, however you want to do your thing. But you know, there's a lot of kids that have a lot of sensitivities, and there's a lot of energy out there that's trying to communicate, and kids can hear it. And so, in most of the movies, it always shows kids being scared, but there is some that it's not like that. I keep having this pop into my head. I think it must have been a movie I saw. What was that? It was all those little kids. And, oh, it's a show I'm watching. And it has those little kids. Oh, yeah. And they have that, they all have that link. Like, what is that show? See, I forget. I'll be watching shows and I'll forget. But in this one, Oh, I've been talking about this show too. Oh, called Evil. Oh, I like that show so much. But there's some stuff in there that it shows a lot with the links with the kids. And they show it kind of in a little bit different way, but they do a lot of their stuff. Like they've got a lot of disclosure, but they have a certain way of showing it. But yeah, with the kids and kids being able to be turned evil. So yeah. Anyways, those shows, that movie, it just really, like, if you just like think that just doesn't make sense. There's not people talking to us. You just it's hard to start learning to differentiate. I mean, it happened to me when I was super young, so it was a lot easier. And I know it's hard because sometimes, like, when I'm talking to them, sometimes I'll think, like, am I answering my own questions? Like, what? And sometimes they just go silent. And it can definitely, like yesterday, it can definitely make you feel like, am I abandoned? Did they leave me? Am I on my own now? Like, do I just need to die to go be with them? I don't understand, you know? So, but then they'll come in and tell you stuff. So it is, it's so much to do with just recognizing your communication. And really, I've said it a million times about, it's like, it's a translation. It's learning this communication. And, and it's hard to say because we all have a different way of perceiving things. And your group is going to have its own way of communicating with you. So, yeah, it's just tuning into that and tuning into yourself and finding, what holds true. So, anyways, I just thought those were really good about that they were showing what I was talking about, like those energies out here communicating, trying to get you to do bad stuff. Some of them, not all of them. There's a lot out there that want only the best for us. And that's why, you just got to tune into ones. And it's easy if you can recognize, but it can be very tricky. They're very tricky of how they will, start communicating with you, especially if you don't have awareness. But you can call them out all the time. You can call them out every 5 minutes. You hear something talking in your head, call it out. Ask it. What are you trying to tell me? Who are you? Why are you talking to me? Just start doing that all the time. Every time you get thoughts, start doing that. And start recognizing that there's communication. Even if you're sometimes catching on to your own thought. Well, your thought. Basically, most of the time, I think you're going to find there's somebody talking to you. I think your brain is more about keeping your body functioning and store memory, but you have memory that's not stored here. I mean, some people call it the Akashic records or something, but there is your higher self, your whole entire being has all your memories. So it doesn't even matter. Like for me, the stuff that I can't remember, it's not like it's gone. It's just in this brain. It doesn't have it, but it'll still be there. When I die, I still get to watch myself and, see how I affected other people. It's part of our learning process as a soul. So, yeah. But anyways, yeah, I think most communication is coming from outside of us. And I think that I'm not the only person who talks about this. So, okay. Well, have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.